are getting. So I'm going to go from left to right so you guys understand what all the controls are. This is bed lock motion, so this is going to lock out all controls on the entire bed. So it's going to lock out the patient controls, and it's going to lock out all of these. So in order to unlock it, you just hit that button. There's a one-touch 30-degree head of bed button. Keep your finger on that button, and it'll lock at 30 degrees. Whoops, I don't have the brakes on. Okay. It'll lock at 30 degrees. Once it gets to 30 degrees, if the patient tries to go below 30 degrees, they won't be able to go. So the bed's not broken. It's just because you're locked at 30 degrees. If the patient tries to go above 30 degrees, they can go at 30 degrees, but again, they just can't go below. To get rid of that, you just hit that button. This will lock all the patient controls. So let's say you have a patient that just had knee surgery. You don't want them to adjust their knee. You can lock them out there. Or if you have a high fall risk patient, you don't want them to move their bed up or down. You can adjust that, and then that'll adjust head of bed if you have any VAP protocols. Trend, reverse trend. This will move the bed up and down. You guys will probably use this the most. This moves the bed up and down. This moves the head of bed up and down. This will move the knee gauge. There's a one-touch chair position right here. Keep your finger on that button. It'll take the bed to a full chair. There's also one on the side as well. So keep your finger on that button. It'll get the bed to a full chair. The cool thing about that is it can get the patient up, get them the early mobility, get them kind of feeling comfortable, get their confidence up to have like a meal. Sorry, I didn't realize do I have my glasses on? Oh no, okay. I just can't see through my hair. So this mask, I don't usually wear masks, so it's like totally like off my regular in-service game. So this is going to sound crazy, but the best way, so once the patient's in a chair, the best way to get them out of a chair is to hit the CPR button. Now when I say CPR, people are going to expect like boom, like fast, crash. Nope. CPR, this is what that looks like, the actual button. If you have a code situation and you need to drop the head of bed quickly, there's an arrow and a red tag here, and it says CPR release. I'll see right here. You see that? You hold that, and then it'll drop fast.
And that's not electronic, correct?
That is not electronic.
Does it reset on its own?
It resets on, yeah, and it is on both sides, yeah.
Is it hydraulic? It seemed like it was semi-controlled.
So I just know I can control it myself. So I was like using my muscles to control it. But if you like actually pull and release, and especially if there's weight here, it'll drop really, really fast. One thing that I suggest to my nurses, especially the little ones like you, is if you have like a really heavy patient on here and it's a CPR situation, you can use this as a grip point to kind of control it a little bit more. So if there's a lot of weight at the head end, it's not taking you down with it. So use that as kind of a way to control it if you need to. There's 3 different zones as far as the bed alarm goes. This is going to be for your walkies and talkies. So you're okay with your patient getting up and getting out of bed. You just want to know when they get out of bed. This middle zone is going to be the best for high fall risk patients. Once 50% of the body weight is out of the bed, that's when the alarm will go off. This one is going to be more for like ICU, heavily sedated patients. When, let's say they're like sedated and you want to know when they wake up so they're not pulling on their lines, you would put them in this zone. This zone, I'll show you exactly what it'll look like based off of my body weight.
So you have to be weighed first, though, right?
Yeah, so the important part of this is you need to zero out the bed every time you get a new patient. So you zero it out.
The whole button longer, it said.
So it'll say, do not touch the bed. If you're touching like the foot rail or you're touching any part of the bed, it'll continue to think. The cool thing about these beds is it'll take a weight regardless of where the patient is.
Yes,
so my
and
legs are dangling.
Oh, wow, nice. That was the other thing I
If we need to change it to kilograms, we can.
We can't. I need to. Yep.
Okay, so I'll show you how to do that in the end of the in-service, but I can go and do all the beds.
Okay.
So it takes an accurate weight regardless of where the patient is. Based off of my body weight, I will be, for this, I will be right here by the time the alarm goes off. That's why it's not good for fall risk patients, because by the time you get to the room, they're halfway to the bathroom. This one, 50% of my body weight will get close to the side rail, then the alarm will go off. This one, I'll cough and it'll go off. So really, really sensitive. Let's flatten out the bed here. The other cool thing about this bed is it does have stay-in-place technology. So, I don't really want to get this bed, but okay. So if you notice my feet, as I move the head of bed up, my feet stay in the same exact position. so the bed isn't pushing me forward. Like a lot of the old beds will push the patient forward towards the foot end of the bed. This isn't going to do that. It keeps me in the same place, so it's going to cut down friction and shear for the patient's skin. Another thing is the side rails.
I love them.
The side rails are really good for high fall risk patients. So you have, oops, we got this pretty close here. So old side rails look like this. They're about, you know, a good amount of space from the headboard to the actual side rail. You get your patient in bed, and the first thing you're doing is you're boosting them up and pushing them to the foot end of the bed. We give you an extra 12 inches. So you get here, get as close to the side rail as possible. We'll get your patient as close to the side rail as possible. Now I'm in the perfect position. I won't need boosting and scooching as soon as I get in bed. Another thing that's really good with these is, let me CPR this and get this nice and flat. You can use these as a steady grip point to have a patient get up and out of bed. So let's just say I just had surgery and I'm super weak, or I just had a baby, or, you know, maybe my abdominals I'm weak, or, you know, I've been sedated for days and you don't know if your patient's going to be able to get up and out of bed. Put them in this position right here, and then use these as a steady grip point for them to get up and out of bed. You can also use this as an elevator. So you'll notice as my knees are getting straighter and straighter and straighter, the bed's doing all the work. It'll basically get to the point where my legs are going to be completely straight. And all I have to do is just push myself off the bed. If I feel weak or dizzy, I have a steady grip point to kind of fall back on. The brake is centrally located. I think you guys all know where that is. You're not doing the brake dance. So you just push it once to engage and push it once to disengage. The side rails, everything in yellow is where you would pull and then engage. The side rails you would pull, and then you can just let it drop. And you can go to the left or to the right. Oh no, there we go. I wasn't pulling hard enough. You can go to the left or to the right with those side rails. Other than that, oh, okay, so the most important thing. So make sure you're zeroing out the bed every time you get a new patient, because that's what the bed alarm is based off of. The other thing that's really important is this iBed feature. So this is basically the reason that Dawn and Laura decided to buy these beds, was for the fall prevention. Let's say this is my high fall risk patient, and I would want to make sure that the bed is in low bed height, right? Because you can't avoid every single fall, but we can minimize injury as much as possible. So hopefully I don't break a wall back there, because I kind of moved the bed, but. So I'm going to put my high fall risk patient in low bed height. I'm going to have at least 3 side rails up, or is your
You have to. You
3
can
or
only have the 2. You can only have 2.
Okay, so we are only going to do 2 side rails, because that's your protocol. So we have 2 side rails up. The bed is in low bed height. The brake is on, and I'm going to hit arm disarm. Can you hit arm disarm for me? Yeah, there we go. And then
Hit it again.
Yeah, that's perfect. So you hit arm disarm to put the patient in this zone. If you want to toggle it and put the patient in zone 2 or 3, you just hit zone. So, and then can you put me in? See, I knew it was gonna go off. Just hit arm disarm, and then you keep your finger on it. So whenever you're turning off the alarm, you have to keep your finger on the button for maybe like a couple seconds, just so it recognizes it's you actually disengaging the alarm. So we'll hit arm disarm again, and then at this point I'm going to hit iBed awareness. Do you see the foot end of the bed is green?
Mm-hmm.
What this is saying is that it tells everybody that walks by or comes into this patient room that this bed is in the safe configuration for my high fall risk patient. So there's 2 side rails up, the brake is on, the bed is in low bed height, and the alarm is set. So let's just say therapy comes in, they disarm this, keep their finger on it longer, then they walk the patient to the bathroom, and then they're coming back with the patient. That's a reminder. Don't forget to set the bed alarm. This is a great tool, but if you don't use this iBed tool, it's not going to give you a reminder. So it's really important that you guys use this for every single patient. So every time you have a patient, you set the bed up just the way you want it, and then you hit iBed. So I will hit iBed to just get rid of that. And also it'll tell you right here,
Awareness on or off.
it'll tell you whether or not your side rail is up or down, and it'll point to the exact side rail. It'll tell you if it's the alarm, it'll tell you if it's the brake. Whatever the issue is, it's not keeping the bed safe anymore. It will exactly tell you what it is. So menu is going to be where you do all of your more advanced controls, I guess you could say. So weight log, scale units, hit enter. Use kilo only. Whoops, I hit exit. Enter.
Go arrow up.
Use kilo only, and then enter. Save successful. So now you're in kilos. So that's pretty.
So the menu for the bed weight log, how do you just hit enter
Yep.
and it'll tell you
Yep.
all your.
Exactly. Yep.
Wow.
So, like,
so
if
it'll keep
you-
10. That's right. I
Yep.
can remember that.
So if you wanna weigh your patient, you gotta exit that, and then. I had a big breakfast, guys.
Oh, honey, I wish I
I
was
drank a lot of water.
61.4
I had my keys
kilograms.
and my cell phone, subtract like 5 kilos at least. So then you go into menu, and then you go to weight log, and it'll show you there.
Awesome.
Yep. And then, so the bed, at the foot end of the bed, there's 110 volt outlets.
Mm-hmm.
This arrow will tell you exactly where they are. There's 210 volt outlets. So the pump that you guys are looking at, I can send you or Laura or whoever a quote for 1 or 2, however many you want. The pump just hangs right here, and then you plug it in, and then it makes this mattress low air loss. And the way it does that,
And all of them are capable of doing low air loss.
yes, as long as the pump is on there.
Right.
This bed is made so pretty, so I hate to do this, but in order to make it low air loss,
Right
just fasten the hose right here. Make sure it's on nice and tight, and then all you do is press power on the low air loss pump, and it sends air to the entire mattress. If there's no patient on it, you'll even see like this will be like up here.
Oh, wow.
It's really cool. So this is a pressure redistribution mattress without there being a pump. So if you need pressure redistribution, no pump is needed, no rental is needed. This is already pressure redistribution. Basically, it looks like honeycomb, so it's like a.
When we
it's
were
like a
cleaning
grid.
it, you
Yeah,
could see it.
Yeah, it's like a grid. So basically, it's like a patient laying on a bed of clouds. There's no one point of their body has any more or less pressure than the rest. And then the gel has a cooling effect. So really, really cool. So 500-pound weight capacity.
Yay,
Make
no
sure you
more
guys
bed
use the
episodes.
IBet. That's really we've seen a lot of fall reduction with that. But everybody has to use it. It's kind of
So can I
thing.
bring
Hi.
the